Hi, my name is Deb, and I'm going to share with you some Excel tips and tricks I've picked up along the way throughout this semester. So I have a workbook already set up, and the first thing I'm going to go through is a shortcut to absolute cell reference. So as you can see, I have my employees, our hourly wages, the hours they worked, and I've already figured out their totals by multiplying the hours they worked by the wages. Now, everyone got the same Christmas bonus this year of $350. So I'm going to put in equals my total amount that they should have gotten in their paycheck, which is in D2 for Matt. And then I'm going to add that with the Christmas bonus. Now, the problem is if I were to hit enter and fill this down, it would add it by B7, B8, B9, B10, which there's nothing in those cells. So I need to make B7 an absolute cell reference. To make a cell an absolute cell reference, you put a $sign before the column and before the number. Well, I could just type that in, but the shortcut is F4, and it did it for me. I'm going to press enter, and I'm going to fill it down. As you can see, once I've filled it down and I click on the cells, every one of these was added by B7 because I put in the absolute cell reference by using the shortcut F4 at the top of your keyboard. Format as table. Now I could go and I could make this table, make this look a little bit nicer, this spreadsheet, by selecting a row and filling it in or changing the color, changing the font, but it's much easier just to select it and format it as a table. There's so many different options. I personally love green, so I'm going to go with the green. Hit enter, and there it is. Looks a little bit better than it did before, didn't it? On all I did, select the range and go to format as a table. There's so many options. If statements. If statements are one of my favorite things, and I always think of them as you're more or less putting together a sentence. So equal if, so I seem to say them out loud as I do them. Equal if, now I already have my averages done, so I want to find out if the average, if it's above a 60, they pass. If it's below a 60, they fail. So if that average, which is F2, is greater than 60, comma, and I always put what it's going to say in the cell in parentheses, pass, comma, if not, they fail. So again, in parentheses, I type the word fail, end my my parenthesis, press enter, and I'm going to fill it down. And that is right. That's the only one that should be failed because 57 is less than 60, and the rest are above 60, so they pass. VLOOKUP. I never really used VLOOKUP very much before this semester, and I do like how you can apply it to lots of different things. In order to do the VLOOKUP, you need to have kind of a little data table here. So what I have is ratings. So I've got employees, I've got their review. Their boss came back and said, you're below average, you're good, you're average, you're excellent. Well, and if you're excellent, you get a 4, good 3, average 2. I could go and obviously I could put in below average is a 1 and put that in. I only have about 9 of them. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. But if I have a company of 1,000 people, it is a big deal. So I need to set up a VLOOKUP with this table. So to do it, I'm going to go equals. I'm going to type in VLOOKUP, parenthesis. And what I want to find out is if B2, so Jen's review, and then I'm going to select the table. Now, just like we talked about in the previous one about absolute cell reference, I need to make H2 to I5 absolute cell reference. So I'm just going to select it and hit the F4. So I put the $signs before the column and before the row. Then comma, I'm going to take a 2. Now, meaning I'm going to look at the second column of this table to get my answer. Now, since that's only can be 2, then we'll put 0. So I'm only referring to the second column. And I got a 1 for below average, which is right. I always spot check these. So I'm going to go ahead and look and say, okay, Jet had an average 2. That's correct. So it's pretty easy to see if I got them right by just spot checking to make sure the formula worked as it should. Something else I really never used much was the icons, which I kind of think it's fun. It just kind of just makes it look a little bit more interesting than a boring spreadsheet with numbers. So I'm going to take the review and I'm going to do a conditional formatting, but instead I'm going to use the icon set. And I'm going to go to more for the rules. And I need to use icon style that has, see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 options, right? Excellent, good, average, below average. So I need to choose something with at least 4, which I'm going to go with the arrows. I need to change these to numbers because we're dealing with numbers and not with percents. And the first one, excellent, would be a 4. So we're going to put in a value of 4. So anything with a value of 4 will get that green up arrow. The next one will be 3, then 2. So as you can see, this would be, and I could change the color of this if I wanted or changed it a little bit. I don't want too yellow, so I'm going to make it a gray. So I could go for the 3s are going to be up to the right, the 2s are going to be down to the right, and the reds are just straight down. Click OK, and see how it put it in there by number 1 is below average. Not, yep, 1s. Make sure all the 4s are the up arrows, and it worked. Those are the 5 tips and tricks that I wanted to share with you. I hope you learned something, and if you have any questions, please reach out.